I'm generally not a fan of most medicinal mushrooms, but Cordyceps definitely stands out as a premier herbal extract to specifically support DHT production, energy production, testosterone, and overall vitality. So in today's video, what I want to do is share with you some insane research behind Cordyceps mushroom. First of all, let's understand a little bit about Cordyceps. Cordyceps is a type of parasitic fungus that has been used in traditional medicine, particularly in Chinese and Tibetan cultures, for centuries, where it is referred to as the Himalayan herbal Viagra. Now, it grows on the larvae of insects, primarily caterpillars, and has gained popularity in recent years. Now, Cordyceps may offer a range of benefits, including enhanced physical performance, energy and stamina, immune support, anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, improved sexual health, cardiovascular and metabolic function, cognitive enhancement, stress reduction, better sleep, and protection for organs such as the liver, kidneys, with potential anti-aging and anti-tumor effects. So clearly, many proclaimed benefits of Cordyceps mushroom. Just to put it out there here, I have used Cordyceps for many years. I've used it on and off, but there was a period in my life where I actually was using it every single day for about 2.5 years straight. And I was using it and noticing the benefits every single day. I actually would love to hear from you guys. If you have used Cordyceps, leave a comment down below. What has your experience been like with Cordyceps? Now, there are two types of Cordyceps, Cordyceps sinensis and Cordyceps militaris. Now, the Cordyceps sinensis is the most well-known species, traditionally harvested from caterpillars in the high-altitude regions of Tibet and China. Now, due to its high cost and limited availability, synthetic alternatives are often used. Now, Cordyceps militaris, a more commonly cultivated species that is easier to grow and is often used in supplements. It contains many of the same bioactive compounds as Cordyceps sinensis. So what's actually found in Cordyceps? Cordyceps contains several bioactive compounds believed to contribute to its health benefits. Cordycepin, a nucleoside with anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, and immune-boosting properties. This is considered to be responsible for many of Cordyceps' effects. Polysaccharides, these are complex carbohydrates that play a role in immune function and may improve gut health. Adenosine, known for its ability to improve circulation, reduce fatigue, and enhance energy. Beta-glucans help modulate immune system activity and have potential anti-cancer effects. So in this video, we'll review the literature on how Cordyceps may benefit physical performance and energy, immune and anti-inflammatory support, anti-aging, testosterone and reproductive health, heart and metabolic health, cognitive and mental health, and importantly, while I've tried to include as many studies in humans as possible, both human and animal studies are used throughout this video. So let's look at its impact on physical performance and energy. This 2021 study explored the effects of Cordyceps sinensis supplementation on endurance performance in long-distance runners. 12 male athletes participated in a randomized single-blind trial with supplementation periods of Cordyceps sinensis, sodium bicarbonate, and placebo. The results showed that Cordyceps sinensis significantly improved time to exhaustion, ventilatory threshold, and VO2 max compared to placebo, with no significant differences observed between Cordyceps and sodium bicarbonate. Another study found that 1 to 2 grams of Cordyceps militaris for 28 days significantly improved a sample of young healthy adults' time to fatigue on a cycling task. Now, what about its mixed evidence for muscular strength? Despite previous research suggesting that Cordyceps could improve peak power in cycling, this study assessing its effects on muscular strength and testosterone produced different results. Participants were resistance-trained males who performed resistance training 3 days per week on non-consecutive days for 8 weeks, and they took 2.4 grams of Cordyceps sinensis a day. The training program used Cybex equipment and included 5 sets of 5 repetitions for bench press and parallel squat, as well as 3 sets of 5 repetitions for seated rowing, leg curl, leg extension, and triceps extension. Measurements of strength, body composition, plasma testosterone, and kidney and liver function markers showed no significant difference between the Cordyceps and placebo groups. These findings suggest that while Cordyceps sinensis appears safe for consumption, it does not significantly enhance performance or testosterone levels during resistance training, so it is probably a more appropriate supplement for aerobic performance. However, it is notable that strength increased dramatically across all lifts, despite the program being relatively simple. Moving on, what about how Cordyceps can impact immune and inflammatory effects? According to a 2021 review article, Cordyceps species exhibit potent anti-inflammatory and immunoregulatory properties. Cordyceps militaris suppresses inflammatory mediators like nitric oxide, TNF-alpha, a protein that promotes inflammation in the immune system, interleukin-6, a cytokine that triggers immune responses, and cyclooxygenase 2, an enzyme involved in inflammation, by inhibiting pathways such as NF-kappa B, ACT, and P38. Cordycepin, a key compound, reduces cytokine production and inflammation-related gene expression. Cordyceps sinensis enhances immunity, modulating cytokines and immune cell function, while showing anti-inflammatory effects in animal and cellular models. Components like polysaccharides, adenosine, and cerebrosides further contribute to these activities. Extracts also inhibit superoxide anion, outperforming indomethacin. These findings support Cordyceps' therapeutic potential for inflammation and immune modulation, including neuroinflammatory disorders. What about its proclaimed anti-aging properties? Does it actually live up to its hype? According to the same review, Cordyceps species exhibit significant antioxidant and anti-aging properties. Polysaccharides isolated from Cordyceps sinensis and Cordyceps militaris demonstrate free radical scavenging, lipid peroxidation inhibition, and enhanced antioxidant enzyme activity, including superoxide dismutase, glutathione peroxidase, and catalase in the brain, liver, and blood. These actions reduce oxidative stress, improve learning, memory, and lifespan in animal models. Studies also link Cordyceps sinensis to reduced monoamine oxidase activity and malondialdehyde levels, combating aging processes. Cordyceps militaris polysaccharides such as Cordyceps militaris polysaccharide 1 and Cordyceps militaris butanol polysaccharide 1 exhibit strong hydroxyl radical scavenging abilities, suggesting potential for oxidative stress-related aging and diseases. Now, what about how Cordyceps can impact testosterone in animal models? Cordyceps species have shown potential to support male reproductive health. Cordyceps militaris maintained testosterone levels, reduced prostate hypertrophy, and inhibited prostatic cell growth in rats. Supplementation improved sperm count, motility, and testosterone in Sprague-Dawley rats, and prevented testosterone decline and Leydig cell loss from cigarette smoke exposure in Wistar rats. Cordyceps cicadia polysaccharides improved testicular function via the hypothalamic pituitary testicular axis, while Cordyceps sobolifera enhanced testosterone secretion through CAMP-PKA pathways in Leydig cells. Additionally, in a rat model, Cordyceps militaris significantly protected against reproductive damage caused by bisphenol A, improving sperm count, motility, and hormone levels while reducing oxidative stress. Finally, in juvenile male mice, Cordyceps militaris fermentation products, particularly extracellular polysaccharides, significantly enhance sperm parameters, seminiferous tubule development, and testosterone synthesis, highlighting its potential for promoting male reproductive health. These studies suggest Cordyceps may benefit testosterone regulation and reproductive health, but findings are limited to animal models. Now, what about whether or not testosterone is actually impacted by Cordyceps in humans specifically? Unfortunately, there are only 2 studies which analyze testosterone levels for men and none on male fertility. Let's take a look at the literature on testosterone. This study, published in 2022, was a clinical trial involving 62 elderly men with benign prostate hyperplasia, Cordyceps militaris fruiting bodies improved urinary flow, reduced prostate volume, and alleviated micturition symptoms. Sexual function scores also improved significantly, though testosterone, estradiol, and luteinizing hormone levels showed no significant changes after 90 days. These findings suggest Cordyceps militaris may complement standard BPH treatments by improving symptoms and sexual function without altering hormone levels. However, this study did use a low dose of Cordyceps, and authors noted it could have been higher. Despite this limitation, another study on 16 participants using 2.4 grams per day found no significant difference for testosterone as well. So what does this mean? While animal studies have been promising, it seems like the effects of Cordyceps maybe don't play out for humans. However, more research is needed, and it certainly seems like it would not be harmful to consume. It also has a very long history of being used as a sexual stimulant, so it may well help to emulate feelings of high testosterone. Despite this, there is definitely better supplements out there for testosterone, which I've talked about on my channel. Now, what about how cordyceps may actually impact metabolic health? Cordyceps militaris shows promising anti-diabetic effects across cell and animal studies, including improved glucose uptake, metabolism, and inhibition of aglucosidase activity in HepG2 liver cells, as well as significant inhibition of protein tyrosine phosphatase 1b activity, a key enzyme in type 2 diabetes, without toxicity in rat PC12 cells. In a rat model of diet streptozotocin-induced type 2 diabetes, Cordyceps militaris extracts reduced blood glucose, improved lipid profiles, exhibited antioxidant effects, and protected against diabetic nephropathy. These findings highlight Cordyceps militaris as a promising natural candidate for diabetes management due to its multifaceted therapeutic properties in glucose metabolism, antioxidation, and organ protection.
If you're someone that's been trialing different supplements and you're still lacking that energy, spark, drive, and overall vitality, then you may want to check out my brand new supplement that I've just released called Catwa Pure. Catwa Pure harnesses the power of a particular Amazonian herb known as Catwaba bark, which has been used for centuries to boost mood, enhance energy levels, and act as an aphrodisiac. So definitely check out Catwa Pure. You can learn more by visiting inbeforesups.com.
Now, what about how cordyceps may actually support the cardiovascular system? Now, this is not medical advice, but I found this research particularly interesting. Cordyceps militaris has shown potential in managing cardiovascular conditions such as atherosclerosis, arrhythmia, and thrombosis. Atherosclerosis, a condition characterized by the buildup of fatty deposits in arteries, can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Choi et al. Demonstrated its antiplatelet effects in a rat model of thrombosis, which is the formation of blood clots in vessels, suggesting cordyceps may help prevent clot-related blockages. Wang et al. Found that cordyceps regulated both bradycardia and tachycardia in a meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials involving 1,805 patients, offering potential for arrhythmia management by modulating adrenergic signaling and the phosphoinositide 3-kinase protein kinase B pathway. Additionally, Zhang et al. Reviewed its anti-atherosclerotic effects, including anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and cholesterol-lowering actions, which could improve vascular health. These findings suggest cordyceps could help reduce cardiovascular risks and improve heart function. Now, what about whether or not cordyceps can actually have some neuroprotective qualities? This review article published this year summarizes the current literature on it, highlighting that neuronal loss is the typical feature of neurodegenerative diseases, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and neurotrauma, and these conditions share common pathophysiological features like oxidative stress, neuroinflammation, and glutamatergic excitotoxicity. Its bioactives are shown to exert potential antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-apoptotic activities, and display beneficial effects in the management and/or treatment of neurodegenerative disorders in vitro and in vivo. However, only a few compounds have been evaluated for their neuroprotective potential and still lack information for clinical trials in humans. So while this is extremely exciting, we still need more data. The authors also note that the pharmacodynamics of cordyceps reveal a short half-life and low bioavailability, which limits therapeutic effect. Hence, a system to increase bioavailability and enhance efficacy with curative practicality must be developed. And here we can see how cordyceps theoretically may help with Alzheimer's disease. Now, many people regard cordyceps as a nootropic, so let's explore the evidence here. Yuan et al. Found that Cordyceps militaris polypeptides improved learning and memory in a mouse model of scopolamine-induced cognitive impairment by reducing oxidative damage and modulating neurotransmitter levels. Key genes were involved in its neuroprotective effects. Li et al. Demonstrated that cordyceps alleviated memory impairment and reduced neuronal apoptosis following cerebral ischemia in gerbils. It also enhanced the expression of brain-derived neurotrophic factor and its receptor TRKB, promoting neuroprotection. In contrast, Suk et al. Conducted the first human study on a Cordyceps sinensis and Ganoderma lucidum supplement and found no significant effects on cognitive function in young, healthy participants after 30 days of treatment. These findings suggest that while cordyceps shows potential cognitive benefits in animal models with induced cognitive deficits, its effects did not extend to healthy humans in the first human study. The authors note that in traditional Chinese medicine, cordyceps is considered particularly beneficial for adults with impaired cognitive capacity, not healthy adults. Additionally, this study used a commercial cordyceps product, and 30 days of treatment may not have been sufficient to observe a significant effect. Now, the first benefit specifically relating to the brain is its antidepressant effect. So here we can see the polysaccharides, the long chains of sugar molecules, are bioactive compounds known for their therapeutic effects, including immune modulation, that are found in cordyceps. In this 2024 study using a mouse model of chronic stress-induced depression, the polysaccharide CSWP2 derived from Cordyceps sinensis was found to alleviate depressive-like symptoms. CSWP2, primarily composed of glucose, mannose, and galactose, improved behavior and influenced immune function, gut microbiota composition, and metabolism. These findings suggest that CSWP2 modulates the gut microbiome and immune signaling to produce its antidepressant effects. Now let's look at this next study, which was titled Antidepressant-like Effects of Water Extract of Cordyceps militaris by Modulation of ROCK2 PTEN AKT signaling in an unpredictable chronic mild stress-induced animal model. The 2021 study investigated the antidepressant effects of Cordyceps militaris in rats subjected to a 5-week unpredictable chronic mild stress protocol, a model for depression. Rats were given varying doses of water extract of Cordyceps militaris and evaluated using behavioral tests, monoamine analysis, and signaling transduction assays. Behavioral tests included the open field test, which measured hypoactivity, a sign of decreased motivation, and the sucrose preference test, which assessed anhedonia, the inability to experience pleasure, by testing the rat's preference for a sweet solution over water. Rats exposed to chronic stress showed reduced sucrose preference, but treatment with Cordyceps militaris restored this behavior, indicating improved reward seeking. The open field test also revealed that stressed rats displayed reduced activity and avoided the central area of the arena, a sign of anxiety-like behavior. Treatment with Cordyceps militaris improved these behaviors, increasing time spent exploring the center and promoting overall movement, suggesting an anxiolytic effect. Now, this research was pretty interesting. It looked at how cordyceps may actually impact sleep quality. Cordycepin, a bioactive compound from Cordyceps militaris and Cordyceps sinensis, is known for its effects on the central nervous system, particularly sleep regulation. This study investigated whether cordycepin enhances natural sleep in rats and its effects through adenosine receptors. After administering cordycepin, sleep was monitored using an electroencephalogram over a 4-hour period. The results showed that cordycepin reduced sleep-wake cycles and increased non-rapid eye movement sleep. It also increased the power density of theta waves during NREM sleep, which are brainwave oscillations linked to relaxation and deeper sleep. Theta waves help facilitate the transition to restorative NREM sleep, contributing to improved sleep quality. The protein levels of adenosine receptor subtypes were elevated in the rat hypothalamus, an area crucial for sleep regulation. The findings suggest that cordycepin may improve sleep, particularly by increasing theta wave activity during NREM sleep via adenosine receptors, offering potential benefits for those with sleep disturbances. This next study also supported its benefits, specifically as it pertains to improving sleep quality. This study aimed to evaluate the efficacy and safety of duloxetine combined with Cordyceps militaris for improving sleep symptoms in patients with depression and insomnia. The randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial involved 59 participants with major depressive disorder and insomnia who were treated with either duloxetine and C. militaris or a placebo for 6 weeks. While both groups showed reductions in depressive and sleep symptoms over time, the placebo group demonstrated more significant improvements in sleep, as measured by the Athens Insomnia Scale. There were no significant differences between the two groups in depression severity or sleep-related factors on the Hamilton Depression Scale. The study concluded that C. militaris at the tested dose and duration did not significantly improve sleep symptoms in these patients, although it was safe with minimal side effects. Given that duloxetine itself is known to cause sleepiness, the addition of C. militaris may not offer added benefits for sleep improvement in this population. Now, let's have a look at the anecdotal reports. So we can see here some pretty remarkable responses to Cordyceps. Number one here, we can see this guy said, incredible effects from Cordyceps. Question about tolerance. I just took Cordyceps for the first time and I'm blown away by the magnitude of the effects, approximately 2.5 grams of militaris. I was expecting it to be a lot less pronounced from the experience reports I've read on this subreddit, but my question is, for experienced users of this awesome mushroom, did you develop a tolerance to the effects? And if so, how long did it take to get back to baseline? This next guy said, can I take Cordyceps long term? This stuff is amazing. I feel like the version of myself I knew was there. Depression and anxiety are gone. I have a lust for life again and for my husband. Is this something I can take long term? Will I get used to it eventually and not get the benefit? 750 milligrams seems like just enough for me. I'm small, thanks. What is the point of Cordyceps? Took it for energy, mood, and endurance, and all I got was sleepy. Why the love? And then this guy said, Cordyceps are great. I take 1 pouch of 4 Sigmatics Cordyceps with water 4 to 5 times per week, early in the morning as a non-stim pre-workout. For me, the enhanced alertness, motivation, endurance, and minimally focus. So they're powerful antioxidant, having been used for millennia in China and Tibet. So from a safety profile, Cordyceps is a medicinal mushroom commonly used as a health supplement, but like other supplements, it has not been approved by the US FDA for safety. However, Cordyceps and its 2 dietary supplements are approved by the Chinese National Medical Products Administration, NMPA. While generally considered safe, Cordyceps can cause side effects such as allergies, nausea, and stomach discomfort in some individuals. This is pretty rare. It may also interact with certain medications, including those for diabetes, because it does lower blood sugar, blood clotting, and potentially cancer. Therefore, it's important to consult a healthcare provider before taking Cordyceps, especially if you're on any of these medications. Now, a primary safety concern is that potential for Cordyceps to accumulate heavy metals, particularly arsenic, when naturally grown in contaminated soils. Now, the recommended dosages for Cordyceps sinensis as a dried powder is typically 4 grams per day for up to 5 months. It is not recommended for individuals with chronic kidney disease due to its potential impact on renal function. That pretty much wraps up today's video on Cordyceps. If you actually want to stack another compound alongside Cordyceps, you might want to check out In Before Sups up here. This is my brand new supplement company. The Catwaba can stack really nicely with Cordyceps for a nice dopamine buzz. So definitely check that out.